What's going on, folks? Nice to see y'all again. I've got another repair video for you. Unfortunately, I have to do a repair. Thankfully, this is just going to be a temporary one. I have a new hole that's going to be on the way. This is going to ultimately be a trash hole, so I'm going to do this really just to kind of get me by for however long it takes me to get the warranty replacement. So I'm going to walk y'all through how to do some plastic welding, how to patch really any crack. See right here that my issue, I actually would need to take off this little bracket here where my Hobie seat sits to do it completely. I'm not going to do that because I realize there's some good Loctite on these. I don't have the proper fitting for these particular screws, and I'm just going to strip them out worse than I've already started to do. But anyways, you can see that the crack is right here. It actually goes both sides, and it's getting worse and worse. So I just need to go ahead and repair it because I've got more fishing and more tournaments coming up. I'm going to be going down to the coast soon. I'm going to be using this boat to do it, so it needs to be repaired. I'm going to walk y'all through it. Stay tuned. Alright, so first things first, just walk through a few materials here. You're going to want your plastic welding kit. This is going to come with a lot of the stuff you need. Some wire mesh, which you're going to see I've cut out a few pieces that I'm going to put here for some extra support. Little wire brush. It's going to come with some plastic rods. I actually bought these so I could match as close as I could my color, but it came with some black ones. Comes with an instructional kit if you want some more information there. You know, you got to have some scissors so you can actually cut this guy here. And then you're going to want you a nice little wet rag, washcloth, something that you can clean this surface off and get it good and clean first. I recommend a dry one too, so you can go ahead and dry it. As dry and clean as you can make the surface, the better that this weld is going to stick. In fact, it won't stick at all if it's dirty, so make sure you got to clean it first. Alright, first things first, just get this nice and clean with a dry rag. Get it as clean as you possibly can. Alright, so y'all can see I'm gonna just kind of form these in nicely here. I went ahead and pre-cut these for the video. What this is going to do is it's going to be the first thing that you're going to want to start to kind of stick down to the kayak. Just literally just kind of mesh it in. I mean, you want that to glue into the kayak. See how you're starting to see the plastic soak through there? That's what you want. Just give it a little bit of pressure. You don't have to give it a ton. So you're going to do this on both sides here. Kind of get them both started, and then I'm going to go and get them both nice and perfected, but I just want to get them at least going on here. Oh yeah. Alright, so you're going to do that on both sides, and then I'm going to come back in with the plastic rod. Alright, so you can see that I've got my screen on both sides here. It's already given it a lot of structural integrity. It would pop up and down pretty good before this. That's already adhered nice. So what we're going to do now is take this plastic rod and we're going to melt this in. But the key is going to be that you want to get your area that you're going to put the plastic rod on very hot before you start putting the plastic rod on. All right, you see how that's melted the plastic through a little more? That's essentially what you want to do before you ever even get the plastic rod on there. And just kind of do you little bits at a time. It'll kind of just gel off of there. You don't want to get too crazy, because you can just keep putting coats on there, and it actually is stronger if you do it that way. But you're going to want to essentially just go in and make this screen part as uniform as you can with the rest of the kayak. Now, you don't have to do it the whole way across. You can if you're worried about, you know, if you're OCD like that, or if you just want to make sure that it's all nice and smooth, you can absolutely go around this whole thing. If this was going to be a hole I was going to use long term, absolutely. That's another part I would do on top of to just taking this bracket off, as I've acknowledged earlier in the video. I would definitely do that. But for this purpose, it's gonna serve nicely. And I'll even do you all a little post video so I can show kind of how it holds up long term. But that's what it should look like. You know, the crack was running from here up to about right there. So now we're nice and evened in. Just go in and make sure everything is nice and smoothed down. And as it cools, all that's just going to lock in there, and it won't move again. All right. So not beautiful, but that's roughly what it's going to look like. All right, so y'all can see that I have put the patch in. I said it wasn't going to be beautiful, and I didn't lie. Still a little tacky. We're going to let it cool off, and then we're going to take this little brush here to it. All right, just kind of give you all the final view of what everything looks like. Like I said, it's not special, but it does the job. It's nice and supported, and the most important thing is it fixed the crack. Alright, so as promised, it's not beautiful, but I did go ahead and kind of fill it in pretty well on both sides, enough to where it's giving it a bunch of structural integrity. You can see that it's not really flexing at all. I mean, honestly, that would probably hold up long term, even though I did it as a quick fix. I really just did it again because I was getting in a rush here and didn't have the right fittings for those, and started stripping them out, and I realized it was going to be, especially there's some Loctite on there, it seems like it was going to be more of a hassle than it was worth. But now what I can do, especially now that this is starting to dry up, is you can go and just kind of just flake off what you don't want. It's still a little bit gummy, so it's easier to do it now than it will be. I actually see it's where you can kind of go in and fix stuff that you don't like I don't like how that was kind of poking me there, sticking out, so I'll go and hide that in. That's what's good, is you can kind of take these flakes and you can reutilize them. But yeah, guys, that's really all it is to it, is taking it and just cleaning everything up from here and making it look the way you want it to look. But the patch is done. I mean, it's going to serve its purpose. You can see again that it's not flexing, and really, like I said, that would likely hold up long term, even though this is for me it's a short-term patch. I hope this helps somebody get back on the water. I ultimately hope that that it helps you, like I said, get some more time back on the water. I know that this particular break in Hobie's hole is pretty common outside of the new 360s. They've definitely supported these, but the older models, the 180s, and kind of between like 2016, I had a 2016 actually, it's right behind me here, and that one never had that problem. So it tells me that it was a little bit thicker plastic and better made back then. But regardless, you know, you're going to have these brakes with any plastic. You know, this one sits in the sun a lot. I'm doing a lot of long road trips, so it's just a good thing to know how to do. If y'all have any questions, y'all can put them in the comments. I'm happy to help y'all out. And again, I hope this gets somebody back on the water. Stay tuned, guys.